Or let's talk about how we define the way we will work in the future, the way the workforce will transform. And when I talk about workforce, right, it it doesn't only mean human workforce, but also technologies like AI, machines, right? Those are the new definition of workforce. Yes, AI is not new. We've been using AI, we've been using machine learning, we've been using machines in the workforce for quite some time. But if you look at the way we use these technologies in the past, most of them, it's really to do with efficiency improvement. It's really to do with replacing humans in repetitive work. But it's actually much more than that, right? And the way we've been using these technologies in the past is it's really using them in isolation, right? In parallel with humans, but not in a collaborative manner. And that is something that we should be focusing on going forward. That's the way we'll make the most out of technology, right? I'll give an example, right? If you look at automotive industry these days, right? New cars, right? It comes equipped with a lot of AI in it, right? New models will come with AI assisted system that will help human like us can go into the corner much faster and safer than human alone, right? And that's a very simple and good example of how AI can support human to do a better job, right? We're not talking about replace human, right? But applying a technology to enable human to do things better, to do things that humans couldn't have done before, right? So that is the definition of how we get human and machine to work hand in hand, right? And as I said, right, we've been using AI for a long time, right? But a lot of us that have been using AI are not in the stage where we will enjoy the full benefits of it, right? I look at three stages of using AI in the workforce, starting from a very early stage, which many organizations have been through, which is get themselves educated on what technology can do. And then the second stage, with which many of us are already in, which is basically doing prototyping, experimenting to see how we can make use of machine and humans in the workforce. But then going forward, right, I think most organizations and technologies are ready to move on to the next organization where we actually scale up and do real implementation. In Accenture, we've done that study, and we see that by 2022, by having human and machine collaboratively work together, it could generate up to 38% revenue growth. And the most important thing is it will increase employment by around 10%. Now, that is, again, the key thing that we want to focus on, right? So how do we go about doing it? First thing is we need to reimagine how the work would look like, right, in the future. So we're not focusing on the number of jobs, right, but the content of jobs, right? So the way we want to do it, we want to start by assessing the skills and not jobs. And what I mean by that is that when we look at each particular job, right, we need to understand what are the skills that are required to do the job, right? Instead of looking at a job and we say, oh, okay, this one will get the machine to do it, and this job will get human to do it. But we need to go down next level and understand what are the skills, all right? And going back to the example I gave, all right? We're not replacing a driving job by machine. It's humans still doing it, but certain jobs, certain skills is being done by a machine, right? And certain skill is being done by humans, and together we do that job.